We are going to save Americans' health care and repeal and replace that disaster known as Obamacare. We are going to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. Oh, don't worry, we're going to have the wall. Don't worry about it.
Well, the first 100 days officially in the books of the Donald Trump presidency. From campaign promises to executive orders, from wins to losses, it was an eventful and busy 100 days.
Republican Kelly Maher and Democrat Silverii joining us this morning bright and early. We certainly appreciate you being here. We have been counting down to this 100 days mark just so we could talk about this. How would you grade the first 100 days? Kelly, let's start with you.
Look, I think the big win out of all of this is that we have Justice Neil Gorsuch. I think we're finally having some real conversations about, regarding real systemic tax changes that I think we need in this country. So I think it's really going in the right direction.
What grade?
B.
A B, okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, like a Z, I guess, over here. Look, you know, people are scared, people are terrified, people are freaked out about policies doing with climate. The tax code reform Kelly's discussing has the middle class paying for a tax cut for billionaires, and when that happens, look at what happens to states like Kansas when they implement these policies that reduce revenue without having any kind of offset. Guess what happens? Services get reduced, government gets cut, people get hurt. So I think that the first 100 days have been pretty miserable for a lot of people in this country, and I have a feeling they're going to continue to be. I mean, Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they haven't really been able to accomplish anything except for changing the rules to appoint one Supreme Court nominee.
I do think it's interesting that NBC had a list of 10 of his campaign promises, the big ones like the wall and tax reform, and none of them have been met, yet his supporters think that he has just done a fabulous job. Is there a disconnect there?
Well, it certainly seems like a lot of these things are in the works. However, I think the question is how they'll get implemented. I'm really concerned, I think, number one, as are many people, about healthcare and Obamacare repeal and replace. And so I think Donald Trump has been saying often that he really wants to tackle that first and foremost. And so figuring out how we're going to do that with the legislature is, I think, very critical.
If you had to say for what the next 100 days would look like, I want to give you a chance to respond to that too.
That's fine.
Go ahead
That's
first,
fine.
but then after that, what would the next 100 days look like?
Let's just go there. I mean, I hope that Democrats, quite frankly, continue to resist, continue to push back against this agenda that is unpopular in this country. I hope that Republicans, if they're going to repeal Obamacare and the ACA, actually come up with a plan to replace it, because there is none. They've had 7 years to come up with something, and they have nothing on paper. Trump's tax plan right now is a one-pager with 7 bullet points that are all, for some reason, in a different font. These guys are not serious about governing. I mean, they're not. And finally, after, I think, 80 or 90 years, Republicans have control over both chambers of the legislature, the executive branch, more governorships and legislatures in the entire country. They have no one else to blame. And Trump is running around pointing his finger at Democrats like they're the problem, when Republicans have never been more powerful in this country ever.
Look, I think, number one, that a one-page tax code is something to which we should aspire.
Oh my God, no, you don't.
No, come on.
One page?
Our gigantic, onerous, overwhelming tax code is a huge problem.
Sure, I agree.
I think that taking that as your criticism of a tax plan is really too bad, because what we don't want is a large, onerous, overwhelming tax code. And what we need is something that is simple, that doesn't take people months to try to figure out we just got through tax season, and trust me, people want something simpler.
Yeah, and Elizabeth Warren has a great bill in the U.S. Senate right now to do just that, so I hope you support it.
What will all the accountants do if it's so simple?
I love that they put Gary and I between them this time, as opposed to the other side. They're like, you know what, we're going to put you guys, we're going to separate you both.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Always
you guys
enjoy
being
having
here.
you guys
Thanks
on.
for having us.
We'll come back and maybe talk about 200 days. Who knows? All right. Thanks for being here. We'll take a break and be right back.